Planning and Development Committee meeting for January 8, 2024. Counselor Andrus.
Here.
Gwaldney.
Here.
Wolverton. Sims.
Here.
And Nelms.
Here.
All right, got 4.
Okay, so we will have a quorum tonight. Thank you. I'll begin with a motion to dispense with the reading and approve the minutes from our last meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Counselor Nelms and a second from Counselor Sims. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes 4-0. We have no old business. Under new business, 12/12/23, public hearing set for January 29th, 2024 at 6 o'clock for consideration to approve amendment to a previously approved final development plan for the Edge. We are going to carry this item over until our next committee meeting. Next item is 13/12/23, public hearing set for January 29th, 2024 at 6 p.m. for consideration to rezone 3011 Firefighter Lane from R5 attached dwelling unit district to R7. The applicant is R. Shane Davis, owner Laura Purcell, to permit the construction of a 2-unit townhouse development consisting of a total of 3,647 square feet. We heard this at the Planning Commission in January? No, December.
December.
And we had a 5-0 vote. Hold on to that quorum for a favorable recommendation. Okay. I don't know if y'all want to start or Mr. Smith here as well, but anyway, yeah, go ahead. You're up. If you'll sign in, and do you have any slides? I know you had slides at when we were at the Planning
Well,
Commission.
Mr. Goodwin, I thought that,
How's everybody?
Mr. Goodwin's not here, but everything was submitted in our packet. There's the survey.
Oh, there's
So-
Brian. I didn't see him back there. You've got a chair now. Okay, all right, I didn't see you back there. Okay, so Brian, you have their packet. Oh, you got it right there. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Yes, come on up and sign in and,
Oh, sure. Where do I sign in?
right up
Okay.
here. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
It's okay, just sign
Yeah.
your name right there.
I was very confused.
Yes.
I couldn't see Brian because he's seated now and it's just very confused.
Are we good now?
Oh, we're great. Just a little shaky start to the new year.
Yeah, we got you.
I'm licking the cup.
It's all right, no problem, no problem. Thank you so much.
Okay. go
Okay,
ahead.
so I'm Buffy Allen with Ray and Porter Properties in Mountain Brook. And I represent the owners of 3011 Firefighter Lane. And just a little history about the street, if there's any interest. It's named Firefighter Lane because there were 7 firefighters at one time that lived on the street. And Mac McDonough was the head of the fire department at that time, so he went to the city and asked that that little bitty street be named Firefighter Lane. So one of the firemen that lived on that street was Reginald Davis. He was the battalion chief for the city of Homewood for quite some time. And his wife and son now own the house. I don't know if you're familiar with the house. I don't think I included an MLS picture of it, but Laura Purcell Davis and Shane Davis, the son, lives in Plano, Texas, and then Laura herself lives in Highland Lakes. The house is uninhabitable. They have not been able to keep it up, did not keep it up. And they did put it on the market. It's always been zoned multifamily for that street in R5. So it was on the market for around 389 days with a different brokerage company. And it caught my eye because it kept just not selling. It's a very low inventory market. I don't know if you're familiar with this market, but there's really nothing, it's flooded with buyers, but there's not enough inventory. So it really kind of caught my eye, and when I went to look it up, I noticed that it was very much zoned as a medium density lot when it's actually a very large lot. So K.L. Smith was super helpful, and I called him and said, am I reading this correctly? Like, why is this lot so big and not zoned R7 as opposed to R5? And he explained to me at that time that it may have been done as a blanket of zoning and possibly was overlooked. So Mr. Goodwin was super helpful and said, I think that what you're going to need to do, my client's intent is just to sell the dirt. Our intent is not to develop the property. They are not able to do that. And so they would like to have it rezoned to the property density that it is. And since it's already multifamily, if it was zoned to R7, you could put 2 townhomes on it. So we hired an architect. If there's another slide, next slide, that's the official survey we had done. That was very current. And then Paul Gilbert with Distinctive Designs is a architect I've known for some time, but he was able to use the current setbacks for R7 and draw 2 lovely townhomes that would be 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. And if you could go to the next slide, Here's the first floor layout, you can see, and there would be no parking on the street. You can park in front of each, townhome. And there would be, you know, as you see, just your normal layout, dining, foyer, kitchen, half bath. And then if you go to the next slide, let's see, there should be a second floor slide. It's okay if there's not. There is a second floor, maybe it got left out. I've got it right here on my phone, but, there is a second floor, so there's 3 bedrooms and 2 baths upstairs. I've got it right here if you need to see it, and we can load it in. But then if you go there to the colored pictures of what they will look like. Okay, well, they were submitted in a separate email, maybe that was,
That would be why, sorry.
that-
These are just what were in the
that,
packet.
that is just fine. I wish I could screen share and show you, but I don't know if the committee members can see this. Well, you're welcome to pass my phone.
I think I probably have my packet.
You
You
can.
want me
Okay.
to See if I have it?
Uh,
Let me see if I know what
I can screen share.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
it would take a second to, because you've got to download an app and all that. But
okay. Well, hopefully she's got a paper packet,
She has.
that would be,
Yeah, there she's got it.
I don't think this thing works.
you can,
you want me to give you my phone?
Here it is.
Well, I
Why don't
think
you hand that
these
to
are-
him
these-
and
okay.
he can take a picture of that and put it up
That's
there.
okay. There should be, yeah, there's
See, there's
yeah,
that,
that's her.
you want me to see, there's that second
And
floor.
there's the second floor if they wanted to see it.
Let's see. I'm just gonna hand you that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
How'd you like to do that?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll let you finish that. Oh, never mind. I know the answer to my question. I do have something for Kale. I said I do have something for Kale.
What?
I heard Lee works for you.
You heard the what?
Does Lee report to you? Or does he report to you?
Lee? Gary?
Yeah.
Why?
Will you ask him when he has some time to fix
The holes in the
yeah,
wall.
So while he's getting that, I don't,
We all back together, everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody's back together?
back to Firefighter Lane itself, there are similar things on the street, so it's not like this would be an anomaly in itself. So, there's, I forget, there is a condemned home on the street already that's residential. Then there's a law firm next door to this, and then next door on the other side of this property is apartments, small apartments. And then across the street, I don't know the appropriate name to call it, but it's some kind of state home. I don't know exactly the name.
Oh, is
Jefferson
it
County.
Arc?
Yeah, it's Arc.
It's ARC, right?
Yeah.
But not the realty company.
No,
they
no,
call it
no,
ARC.
no,
Okay,
ARC.
okay, yeah. So it would not be unusual, you know, to construct these. But if we go to the, if you're able to, it's almost there.
Which one do you want to see first?
Second, if they want to see the second floor layout. The first floor was pretty basic, and then the second floor, so all 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths would be upstairs. And then the color renderings, Paul Gilbert, again, is the architect, he did a nice job. That would be the finished product that we would advertise, when it went on the market. And again, we're not developing the property, we are only selling the dirt. I've sold a lot of lots in Homewood and in Mountain Brook, and basically, we would just have the brokerage sign out there with the proposed plans. Everything would be electronic. I would be managing the property. You know, our list price would be about the same that it was before when it was on the market for 389 days. But the reason that it didn't sell is that every person that had any interest in developing it couldn't put anything on there with the R5 zoning and setbacks. So we basically just turned the property upside down and made it where it worked. But we need the zoning to do that. And then I think there's one more side view, color side view of the property. There it is. And you can see the parking here in front. So there wouldn't be any parking on the street. 2 spaces for each townhome in front. And I think it'd be really pretty and be a nice addition to Homewood. I love that little Mayfair area, and I think it has a lot of character, and I think this would add to that.
Mike, did you have?
Yeah, this zoning doesn't require this development plan. So are you proffering that's the design that needs to be part of the zoning rezone?
Am I proffering it? What do you mean?
Well, you're showing it to the council and representing that's what's gonna be built there.
That is how we will market the property for anyone who wants to develop it.
So
But you're only-
But she's not locking that in though, right?
Well,
Right, that's
really, I
correct.
just want the council to understand, you're rezoning dirt.
Yep.
Right,
Right.
it's
You
not
have
gonna,
no control
That's
over
no,
anything
that's
from
not
dirt.
right.
that's not guaranteed
We
to be.
could want that
This is
to look
pretty,
like
but
that,
it
but,
doesn't
yeah.
mean anything if
Right.
somebody wants to build.
Well, what's interesting is there's not much else you can do. I mean, if you're gonna make any money on the property, if you buy that dirt and your intent is to develop it, I would be thrilled if I was the developer that already have a plan that works on the site, and then it's just a formality from there, establishing it, and, of course, that person's gonna have to go before you again, and, you know, any modifications they make will have to be approved, but, it would be in any buyer's best interest to stick with what has been proposed and approved.
Well, we're not approving that plan.
Yes,
Unless you
that's-
proffer it as part of your.
That's correct.
application.
All right, that is just fine, yeah.
Mr. Smith, in orientation aside, what is the maximum number of units that could be put on this lot? Like, what's our potential?
So on the actual lot, go to the site plan, Brian. I think what Ms. Allen is trying to represent with the site plan that she's provided, which is this, is that that's about the maximum density. No, go, you had it right. Sorry, which one? This, yep,
No.
there.
Okay.
That's the
Perfect.
density that you can get on there, and that's it.
Okay.
I mean, you can't, in an R7 zoning, you can't get any more than that.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was
Yeah.
wanted to know.
I think it's just the R7, R5, I think is like, the name, you know what I mean? It sounds like you could put more on there. R7 sounds
Yeah.
denser and bigger than R5 does. I think that's confusing I mean, I know, I found that to be confusing in the past. Any other questions? Okay, anyone else?
She's not proposing that this is the development.
That's correct.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
that's correct. That's
Yeah,
right.
the intent is just to, in order to make it sell, is to show someone what they can do.
That's right. Yeah.
And then it would be up to the developer to run his own numbers that would be in line with what we are requesting for the dirt.
But, and they do not have to come forward if they fit within the
If they're in
setbacks.
the if they're
They
inside
do
the
not come
setbacks,
forward
that's
with a
right.
development plan, so that's, just everyone understands that, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And they don't-
really, there's no reason to show this as part of the presentation if it's not gonna be, you're not gonna be bound by it. It's interesting, but really not important.
No, I mean, and to your
Well,
point, just a question to follow up to, and I understand the, how it helps with marketing the property, for sure. So from that aspect, just out of curiosity, in your experience, have you done one of these before where you've marketed the property in a similar fashion and the buyer who purchases the dirt has actually selected that plan and moved forward?
Not per plans. I had 3 lots in Mountain Brook up on a hill that were subdivided 3 ways. And, you know, we marketed the property with general sketches of how the house would lay out on the property, but not set floor plans, if that's what you're asking, yeah. You know, Mr. Goodwin was super helpful, and it was really his idea. You need to show them that what you're asking for is a doable project. And flipping that back over to sales, it's very hard to sell a piece of dirt if you can't show someone what they can do. Whether they like it or not, you know, it helps them know that it's actually doable. But as R5, it's zoned as a medium density lot, and it's not a medium density lot. It's a very large lot, and there is entrance from the back, but we drew this because we didn't want to start any trouble about coming in through the back. So you could actually make it bigger if we went through that process, but we did it exactly as the lot sits and exactly how it is. If someone wants to go take that up with y'all, they can, but the law firm next door does have entrance from the back, and there is the paved behind this property that's kind of overgrown. But we went ahead and just went straight forward with the way it sits.
All right, if no more questions, I'll entertain a motion to send out without recommendation pending public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Counselor Sims and a second from Counselor Gwaltney. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes 4-0, and that will be, city council on January 29th at 6 a.m. I mean, 6 a.m., 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Yes, I know.
6 p.m.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, without objection, then we are adjourned.